now. Nobody stops me taking the crown. I did a lot, they changing the style to do what I did. They making me proud. I'm knocking them free. Man, it's my moment.
For those of you that are tuning in, this is next level barber shopping.
What's up, and welcome to another episode of Clipper Shopping at the Barber Plug. Today we're back in Dallas, Texas at our flagship store, and our guest is a legend in the industry. He's curated some of the biggest events in the beauty industry. He's a business mogul, a serial entrepreneur, and he's one of our great friends here at the Barber Plug, and his name is Mr. Jay Majors. What's going on? How you doing today, my man?
Good, excited to be here.
Yes,
Beautiful
sir.
day in Dallas, and see what you guys got.
We're super excited to have you, man. So it is a beautiful day. Have you been to Dallas before?
This is actually, I've been all over Texas. This is my first time in Dallas. So
really?
The Barber Plug literally welcomed me into Dallas, Texas.
Awesome. Well, you've been all over Texas, you said, coming from Connecticut. So what would you say is one thing about Texas that's different than everywhere else that you've been?
You know, they say everything's bigger in Texas, right? So like the hospitality, the barbecue spots. I think the barbering culture in Texas is massive. They're really competitive. I've done shows in San Antonio, you name it. So there's like a real lot of talent in Texas, huge population, and there's money out here. You know what I mean? There's clients that always need haircuts. There's a lot of athletes out here. There's the oil fields. So there's a lot of money in Texas, a lot of money to be made, and therefore there's a lot of products that are needed, and that's what the Barber Plug's here to do, right?
Awesome. Well, let's get this show on the road and go ahead and show you inside. Are you ready?
Yeah, of course, man.
Let's do it.
I don't know. You guys take debit, credit, what you know what I'm saying?
Energy high, changing the shift in the climate. Pulling up on the bread, I'm giving it up. Coming alive, begin to turn up and ride.
All right, welcome inside, Jay.
Thank you, man. Beautiful location.
Yeah, so you've been into a lot of supply stores over the years. What do you think of ours?
I like it. It's like an open concept. It reminds me of like Apple Store. For barbering. It's welcoming. The male consumer is different. The male's an impulse buyer, and they want to touch it and take it out the packaging. The worst thing you could do at a majority of these big chain stores is put it behind, lock it up in a box, and they don't even let you open it. So I think having these tools open is a dope idea.
But you're a barber turned multi-million-dollar businessman. Why did you choose barbering in the first place?
As a young man, I always had an entrepreneurial spirit, like a hustler. I sold mixtapes. Like I rolled with break dancers, but I really looked up to a barber in my neighborhood. He had all the ladies. He was fly all the time. Always had a nice haircut. When I was younger, my parents really took me like every 3 months to get a haircut. So I would help him sweep the shop, and he would give me a haircut for free sometimes, or a discount when I go with my mom. I didn't like school that much. I knew I wasn't gonna go to college. And I was always good at like giving myself a little cleanup because I had like a beard and mustache. As time went on, you know, I went through some tough times. I got incarcerated. My family was like, you do the crime, you do the time. We're not paying you. We're not gonna send you no money. So I had to learn how to fend for myself, and a pair of clippers really took my life to that next level.
Right now, you're not cutting hair anymore?
No, I haven't been behind a chair in like 9 or 10 years. I still keep saying 8, but I think it's going on like, I would say 8. A couple years into Connecticut Barber Expo.
Do you miss it at all? You still do it at the crib every now and then?
I have a beautiful setup at my house, like for my sons. I don't necessarily miss cutting hair, but I miss the dialogue between the clients.
So now, what you're doing, I mean, you're doing some intense, you're throwing the biggest CT Barber Expo. You're putting these massive events on, you know, dealing with a lot of numbers. So how has it been transitioning from barbering to really just strictly business? And, you know, what's your life kind of like now throwing, like I said, the biggest events ever?
Switching over from a behind-the-chair barber to, you know, an entrepreneur and doing these events, it was a bigger calling. You know, like I could only get so big in a small state like Connecticut. You know, being able to reach the masses and showing the world what truly saved my life, and that you can like really make a good lifestyle from cutting hair was like a mission for me, and I just haven't stopped.
So cutting hair is the foundation that you built upon, and you think that a lot of barbers should take that attitude and go beyond the chair? I
think the biggest problem now with social media is people want to be famous rather than being a staple in their community. But how are you going to take over the world if you can't even take over your own neighborhood? You know, so like if that chair's not spinning and you're not popping where you're from, how do you expect to be popping around the entire country and then the world? So like, let's focus on your neighborhood first. Let's think of, like, Rome wasn't built overnight, right? Like people started defeating countries little by little. They didn't just take over the world. I think a lot of barbers are so ready to take over the world, they don't even start with their own barber shop in their community. And that's what I did. You know, it was baby steps, and before you knew it, it spread like wildfire.
You had mentioned, you know, the lifestyle that everyone wants to live nowadays, the freedom, the financial freedom, but you had mentioned something saying that you don't believe in financial freedom the way that, you know, most of us may consider it. So can you kind of touch on your perspective of financial freedom?
The more money you have, you become a slave to your wants, needs, and desires of others, and your responsibilities. Like, I have a lot of responsibilities now, but it makes me go even harder, you know, because I know what it is to have nothing. And another aspect, you hear that Bob Marley quote, like, what is rich, what is wealthy? Being wealthy is being, to me, the most wealth in the world is when I come in my home and my boys call me dad. Like, they look up to me. There's not a dollar in the world, there's not a clipper in the world that could ever replace the admiration that my boys have for me. So that's wealth right there. And I've already accomplished that. So, you know, what else, what else more do I need? Yeah. Yeah, in that aspect.
Yeah,
you know.
Absolutely. So we are here at the Barber Plug. We are about to get to shopping, but you don't cut anymore. So is there a reason that you want some more tools?
Well, I support those that support me.
Okay.
So the Barber Plug did buy a booth this year for CT Barber Expo. They bought a sponsorship, and I have a school. So you know my relationship with Babyliss Pro. I've been with them for 8 years now.
Okay.
I also like making sure my students have the top of the line clippers.
Okay, beautiful. Well, it's a good thing you're at the Barber Plug. So
yes, they got everything.
We can get right to it. Okay, so to kick off our shopping experience, you did mention you're here for some accessories. So there's a lot to choose from here. I mean, you've been in the industry for a while, all types of different brands and companies. Do you use any of this, or your students at the school use any of this?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the traditional Clubman is what, like, you see this spot on every station. It's dope to see Level 3 growing.
Right.
You know, they're a big sponsor for CT Barber Expo. So I try to support those that support me. So I try to use their stuff. You know what I mean? The thing is, I'm going to be flying back to Connecticut. So I'm going to have the Plug ship all this stuff to me. We do shipping to everyone.
Of course, absolutely.
But I'm going to be real with you. I'm showing you guys love, but I'm so used to buying this stuff wholesale. So he's better give me a good deal on these prices.
Okay, I'll talk to Plug. We'll get it taken care of. Where do we want to start?
I do know that they like that midnight blue. Is it midnight?
It's the gray one. It's actually the best scent, but it's selling so fast, so we don't have it.
We need more midnight. All right, so
Absolutely.
Put me in the back order, and I don't know. See, man, I need to pay more attention. Give me 1 second. I know we're live, but let me see, because I think I need neck strips for my student kits at my school. I don't know. Has anyone ever made a phone call?
No, first time, but it's J Major, so everything's accepted.
I need to pay more attention. Manny, do we need neck strips for our student kits?
Actually, we could use some more neck strips. If you want to grab the round neck strips.
The old school ones? Level 3?
Yeah.
Orange is cool? All right, perfect. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I need neck strips for days.
All right, so let's just clear out the neck strip wall.
Yeah, let's just clear all these.
We just only J Majors.
I'll take it off.
We'll leave the shampoo and conditioner for the next customer.
This is not gonna ship too well anyway.
You were talking
No,
about
I'm gonna have to give me a case of this. We always need clipper spray. I'm just gonna keep Babyliss because I gotta keep that brand coalition at my shop.
Of course, I understand.
And I like the black. I like black. You see me, I wear black every day. Black everything.
That's understood. Is there anything else? Gels, beard oil? I mean,
I heard this is very good. I haven't tried this yet.
I have, and it smells amazing.
Yeah, it smells good?
Yeah, it smells amazing.
I'm one of them customers. I gotta like, smells good. A-Rod and Jay came a long way. See them grow this brand is pretty dope.
Yeah. Are you good here on the accessories?
Yeah,
you want to get to the clippers?
Yeah, we need some combs. I want to see these clippers. I'm curious to see these other brands.
All right, well, let's do it. Let's get to it. All right, the moment we've been waiting for, it's our signature clipper wall. So you haven't been cutting for about 8 years. So have you used many of these tools? Are you familiar with these brands?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the old school Oasters. When I was younger, I was an Andis Master guy. When I became part of the Babyliss team, I'll be real with you, like I had a big challenge because a lot of barbers, including myself, didn't believe in their clippers. I mean, we had the FX2, which was similar to this, and we had something similar to the 870, but it was a corded version. My goal was to communicate with barbers, do some research and development, and find out how to perfect the tools. We really listened to barbers, including my barbers. Like we tested a lot of them at my shop, and we've came a long way. But I haven't like personally touched any of these other brands because I've seen them online. You know what I mean? And I have no choice but to use these due to my contract.
Understood.
So you know, like they're good-looking tools. I'm not one to bash other brands. Like I believe if we all work together collectively, like these are tools to make barbers more money, to make your haircuts more effective, to save you time. And I believe we all could eat together. Let's just all give it our best. You know, whether you're Andis, whether you're Wall, whether you're Gamma, you know, Caliber, JRL.
Yeah, it sounds like you don't really believe in competition, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of integrity I'm hearing about the industry. I can't move on without mentioning you got iced out Gold FX clipper around your neck. So tell us a little bit about that. You know, what made you want to do that? I mean, bro, it's flawless.
Identical.
It's literally identical.
Shout out to Gary from Michigan. He's actually Mayweather's jeweler. He created this for me and Jackie when we first launched the LV Barber Expo. Actually, the first place winner got one of these, so I had to get one for myself. The reason why I wear this on my neck is this particular tool was kind of monumental in the Connecticut Barber Expo.
For sure.
It was the first like huge release party we did. It was called the Gold Party. And we did like a Steve Jobs presentation. It was really successful. So now all the brands, whether it's a pomade or like a new tool that's coming out, they want to launch at CT Barber Expo.
Okay, well, you had mentioned, successful launch party, all of that, but I just want to say, regardless of that, I think that this tool really just set the tone in the industry. Ever since this was launched, you guys have been leading the way. I know that you're a part of the Babyliss team, but surely there's something that you are trying to add to your station, at your collection.
Well, I'm a little mad, right? Because I've seen all the guys on the team get these matte blacks. So I want to get at least 4 sets of these.
4.
But
you heard him plug. 4 matte
but
black.
I want to get the matching trimmers as well.
Okay, we'll get there on the trimmer wall. Now, you picked up the snap. I don't know if there's anything you want to speak on. That's really revolutionary.
So fun fact, Dennis Joseph was a carpenter.
Okay.
Before he became a hairstylist. He used to hang cabinets, do all that stuff, and he had a bunch of different snap-on tools, Makita drills, right? And as a carpenter, you have one of the batteries charging at all times. When it dies, you switch out the batteries.
I see.
So he was like, imagine the barbers that do house calls during COVID, especially the barbers that do hotel calls, how important it would be. They don't have to bring all their chargers and all this stuff. Just bring 2 or 3 batteries with them, and they'll be good for the entire day. Disclaimer, there were some issues with the batteries, but we fixed them. You really don't know till it gets in the hand of the consumer.
You
know what I mean?
Got you. Well, you got 4 matte black boosts. I'm assuming some for yourself, some for your students.
I might want to get some of the FX3s too.
Those are brand new as well.
So the FX3s, like fun fact, afro shaping, beard shaping, like final detailing. Like if you look at this zero gap, when you're trying to get that last line that you can't get out from the 000 to the 0 to the trimmer, like this is the one. Like point blank. I use this for all like hair types.
Okay, so we want 4 more of these as well.
No, not 4. just 2.
Okay, 2 more.
Dennis, you owe me some of these too. I have a couple.
Matte black FX3s. Let's get your students laced up though. What do your students need?
I did have like the wall designers in my student kits because it was a very affordable clipper and it was reliable. Finally worked a deal with Babyliss for the past 2 years where I'm able to buy these at better, because you gotta realize a student kit, if you're buying a $225 clipper, $170 trimmer, and $100 shaver, that's like $600, $700. So a student really can't afford that. So Babyliss is working with me in order to get Babyliss in the student hands. So unfortunately, I don't really need any of these other brands. My students do go buy their own.
Absolutely.
And I also hook them up with like the right distributor. So like now maybe the plug would be the people. So
for sure.
So all my students that are watching, if you guys do want to order any Wall or Andis or Gamma or any of these companies, reach out to Barber Plug, tell them Major sent you, and you can get that love and that discount.
Let's go. All right, well, we got 6 clippers in the cart right now. If there's nothing else that is catching your eye that you're wanting to experience, we can move to the trimmer wall, but you let me know.
Yeah, let's go. Let's check out the trimmers.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so we're here in front of our signature trimmer wall. Let's just take it back. So when you first started cutting hair, what hitters were you using?
Obviously the corded version of these, and there used to be a brown one back in the day called the T-Edger. And like I said, Andis did give me like my first sponsorship, but Ivan Zoot, who's like one of my mentors from Chicago, he won the Guinness Book of World Records, the most haircuts in 24 hours. He believed in me. And from day one, a lot of people said like, nobody's gonna come to Connecticut. They're like, who's gonna come to Connecticut for a show? But if you build it, they will come.
Right.
And now they come from all over the world. So like, you can't take away these historical brands. Like I think Wall's been around 100 years. Andis has been around years. Babyliss is going on like 54 years. There's a lot of history behind these brands. So that's why how can I knock someone? I'm not even old enough to knock a brand that's been around for 100 years. That's where I think the integrity comes in this industry. Yeah. The only way that we could flex on one another is just to keep coming out with a better tool.
All right, well, since we're at the trimmer wall, you did get the matte black boost, and you wanted to add the trimmer. So you got this, and you got the FX3 clipper. So I do want to highlight the FX3 trimmer though, because this FX3 collection is...
Yeah, I'm just gonna like warn you, these are very, very sharp.
Yeah.
These aren't for like the beginner barber, and if you are a beginner barber buying these, like go easy.
So we're gonna add 4 of these to match the clippers. Are we adding 2 of those as well?
We'll add these, that's cool.
Got you.
Like I said, I just want to support everything you guys are doing.
As someone who still cuts every now and then, do you have a preference to your favorite Babyliss blade? You got the DLC, the graphite.
I've always been the type of barber to have 2 different blades.
Okay.
One set off a little bit. I use one for, you know, removing bulk, tapering, and blending. Like I would use this one for edging because of the
DLC?
fibers. Yeah.
Okay, understood. Well, my last question is just gonna be, so we got these low pro trimmers. We obviously have the matching clipper. What's different about the low pro compared to, you know, your microphone skeletons?
The low pro is a more traditional style clipper, right? This is obviously matches it. The thumbprint right here is pretty dope. You know, that was a good feature. And then the fingerprint here, the indentation.
Okay.
So it's all about comfort. It's just so we don't have to have the same exact look like this. Like if that ain't for you, you can go with this. Like the game has changed so much. Like I'm looking at this wall right now. You barbers got it made nowadays.
Privileged nowadays.
You guys are privileged. There's so many choices. I'm not trying to knock buying tools. Don't be that barber with more clippers than clients.
Oh, that's a
I see that a lot. I see people spend thousands on clippers and you got like 6 clients. Like, act your wage. Like, build your clients and then buy some clippers, you know? Because it ain't the tools, it's the service you're providing with the tools.
Speaking of barbers, your students, what are they getting in there?
So their student kit, depending, so like I do try, like, so for instance, if the rose gold or any of these other tools, like we're gonna start phasing them out or we're almost out of inventory, I'll try reaching out to Babyliss, be like, hey, can I get like a half a pallet or can I get a couple, you know, dozen of something that from last season? Or if we upgraded the tool for a student, because I want them to be able to afford it. And I want to train them with the tools that I know how to use. The gold effects, a majority of them were getting that for a long time. We had an overabundance of some boost effects left over in 2022, so I bought them some boost effects. So that was awesome. They got to get a powerful tool.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you want to touch on? Any new trimmers that you do want to buy, add to your collection?
No, I mean, could probably use some shavers though.
Some shavers?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, perfect. That's our next wall. Let's get to it. All right, you said you need some shavers, so here we are at our signature foil shaver wall. Where do you want to even start?
Obviously, like I said, I gotta use Babyliss, but I was curious to see like what some of these other ones look like. I never seen this one in person in gold. Okay. It's pretty cool how these are small. This reminds me of the traditional like Norelco bronze. The thing is about these particular shavers is they're not for everybody. Like even my skin is very sensitive. Sometimes the back of my head can't take this. Certain African American clients, usually more of a darker complexion, that are more prone to ingrown hairs. You really have to be careful when you're using this on them. I always recommend a little bit of talc powder or like a Remington face saver. So, you know, like shavers aren't for everyone, but honestly, you know it and I know it, that real bald fade or that real bald taper is gonna really come out from these super shavers. I'm gonna get some of the FX3 ones, because I'm pretty stacked up on these. So I'm gonna get the black FX3 ones to match for the student kids.
2 of them?
I'm gonna get 3. 3 of these. I'm
gonna,
I
FX3
want for me as well.
You mentioned the size of these. Babyliss does have their own. This is something that's really interesting to me because I personally love these, but not necessarily for travel. But I actually love to use them tighter around the ears, mustache line, because not every client can take a straight razor to the mustache as well. I guess, you know, Babyliss has their own version, but what's your opinion on these? Would you consider using maybe, because I will say this one's a little smaller than Babyliss's.
So I never saw it in person. If I was still behind the chair and I would be game to try different products, you know, contract-wise, I gotta stick with Babyliss. Every single tool, I'm sure they work just as good, or you know what I mean? Some of them are comparable. Everyone has their favorites, you know, like I said.
So we got 3 FX3 foil shavers. Now, do you want to add any more travel size shavers?
I have a travel one. I might get one more. You know what? I got the black, the matte black, right?
Yeah.
I'll get one of these as well.
Another black foil. Okay.
Yeah, you got black foil.
Awesome. Well, we got 4 shavers added to the cart. If you're ready, we can get to our last accessory wall. We can get you checked out.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay, so we made it to our second accessory wall. You had mentioned in the first one that you're in need of some brushes, you know, some more accessories.
Some blades too.
Some blades, perfect. Real quick, I mean, you passed through this side. Anything that you notice caught your eye, you know that you need.
And I really like this Barber Plug comb brush combo.
Perfect.
These are fire.
Just get into it. Open it from the bottom.
So normally I sell both from my school. I like how it has the little parting comb right there. So yeah, I'm gonna get, I don't know how much these cost, but I could probably get a couple dozen of these, to be honest with you, for my student kids.
Yeah. We also got some Barber Plug branded hair grippers.
And I made some replacement blades, and I need a 1 foil for the gold from one of my guys at the barber shop. These guys are gonna be, I'm gonna probably just end up giving them the majority of this stuff away. I had a question for you.
Okay.
What do you think about the metal combs? Have you used them at all?
Is whenever you're cutting, you're trying to be really quick. It feels a little sharp. It's cool when you first get it. You're like, oh, I'm gonna love this. You start using it on clients. Gets a little staticky. Gets a little sharp. I can't use it for really clip over comb as well because the plastic just grabs the hair. These to me work better.
This is my favorite barbers. This is like my go-to tool. Like in all reality, if you don't do a clipper over comb, shear over comb, you're really not an advanced barber.
Exactly.
Like you're literally not gonna remove the bulk or get that blend, that transition, especially with like straighter hair, without doing some type of like flat top comb over clipper or shear. That's my favorite true barbering technique, and it gets the job done.
Yeah, I agree. These are better than these. So honest opinion.
Like, it's up to you. Like I think
where
they
did
look
these
dope.
come from? What was the idea?
I think it's more aesthetics. Like some people like it. Like for instance, I remember doing a video shoot for Mac Maine. It was through Source magazine, and I like had these gold, had the gold clippers, the gold trimmers. Everything was laid out in a gold suitcase, and the presentation was crazy. In fact, in my interview with the Source after the fact, he was like, when we seen you set up next to the other barbers and stylists that were on set, everyone wanted to get a haircut with you just because of the actual aesthetics of what it looked like. So, you know, like sometimes you just want a little showpiece.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Aesthetics is huge in our industry these days.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about blades. I mean, you need some new blades.
Yeah.
We talked about Babyliss. We got the Rose FX, Gold FX.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a couple DLC blades. Okay. And we got the shaver replacement I need for one of my guys. He asked me for that.
Clipper blades. You like the fade blade or taper blade?
I'd rather have a taper blade.
Okay.
If you have any taper blades.
We got some right here.
I'll take 2 of those.
2 of these. Okay. Sound good.
You know what? Give me a graphite deep tooth.
You did mention you like graphite. Okay. That's good. Anything else? I mean, so we don't have them on display, but we do have in stock some of the Babyliss travel backpacks.
I got a couple of them. If you want to throw one in, like I said, I just want to support. Throw one in.
We'll grab one from the back plug.
And we got the Barber Plug grippers.
Yeah, we're gonna give you a whole box.
Okay,
we're gonna give you a whole box.
Of those. Yeah, let's go, man. Ring me out.
All right, let's do it.
Take Amex. I need points.
All right, Jay, that's gonna wrap it up. It's been a pleasure shopping with you, man.
Thank you, man. It's been my pleasure.
It's been a pleasure learning from you. Before I get you checked out with the plug, though, I do want to give you an opportunity to tell our viewers, what's one thing you would tell someone who wants to grow, outside of the barber chair?
Invest in yourself. Education, seminars, barber events, not just Connecticut Barber Expo, even though you should come, shameless plug, but any event that's within a couple-hour radius and it's in the hair industry and you're part of the hair industry, you should be involved, like straight up, because I wouldn't have got hired and been put in a position where I'm at today by not showing up to shows. I got my first gig with Babyliss at IBS New York. I got relationships with Squire from being at all these different hair shows. When you're rubbing shoulders with people that are doing what you want to do, they're going to show you and hopefully put you in the right position, because of your consistency, not just because coming one time and be like, oh man, I didn't get hired. No, when they keep seeing your face, they keep seeing that, hey man, this dude's like always around, and this, he gives me his card, he shows up with a smile, he's ready to help out with anything. Like, hey, if you ever need a barber in this city, here's my business card. Those are the things that go a long way. If you're not networking, you're not working.
Understood. If you're not networking, you're not working, man. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure, man. Let me get you checked out. You be safe. Travel home.
My man. Ray J's the plug?
Yeah, I'm him.
Nah, all jokes aside, man, it was a great experience here.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of everything. This is the first time I've been in like a real barber store, because up north, the dudes got the vans.
Oh yeah, they come driving around.
That's
how I started. I started that same way.
Dope. Yeah. No, I like what you got going here. And I wish you nothing but the best. That's why I spent some of my hard work and money here.
Yeah, I understand it.
Anytime I come to Dallas, that's where I'm gonna be.
Yeah,
you the plug.
You gotta come see me, man. Yeah. I'm glad you like the store. So I know you're used to getting wholesale prices. I'm a retailer.
Wholesale. Sometimes distributor prices.
I mean, I know you got it. It's nothing to you. 2,600.
Support is support.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Amex Play Unlimited. Okay. Nice. Oh, you're good. Your money's good. Your money's green.
My man.
Hey, right, so we'll ship it to you.
Yeah, because I don't want to fly. I'm not gonna fly with all that.
You did your Gucci stuff the same way, right? You got it shipped to you.
You know how I do.
Yeah, so I got the address and all that, man. Right. Let me know when it comes in. Shout me out like everybody does. Be safe on the flight.
All right, my man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Major.